first of all, before anything, I want to say a massive thanks. I knew that the Clubman scene needed kind of some exposure, but the feedback that I've got and the comments and the views and all the rest of it, it's been mint, as we say up these parts. I've enjoyed looking at some of the comments, and I've tried to reply to as many as I could on the YouTube channel, and it's gone down really well. So just a massive thanks for that, really. A quick recap on last week's trial. I rode alright actually to start with. Then it got to the last 15 minutes and I rode like an absolute idiot, I'll be honest. And then there was this one section that I just throughout the day, I either cleaned it or fived it, and it was frustrating. But it was one of them sections again where after it, you ride it after it, or you see somebody else going up it after, and the line was kind of not the obvious line, but actually once you were on the correct line, it just rolled straight up. So to say I was frustrated was an understatement on that one. It were annoying because I was doing alright up until then, and then like I said at the end, 3 5s cost me 15 onto the score. I think I came 9th. I'll put it up on screen. I can't remember exactly where I came. I came about halfway, which is about right for me. Alright, could do better. Sounds like one of my school reports. I fell off. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. I don't know if you can see it bruised. I'm not being, an hypochondriac. It killed. When I said at the trial at the time, on the video, when it were killing, it's been hurting all week, and that were on that section when I fell off. But anyway, so be it. It is what it is. This weekend, I am going to ride a trial at Huddersfield Falcons. Now, the Huddersfield club, for as long as I've known it, they've always been a hell of a lot more difficult than the Barnsley club ones. Now, what I've said to myself is through these videos and through this series, I'm going to always try and ride the middle route. Now, to explain to people that I've not rode at trials before and kind of wondering how they differ from club to club, I will quickly run through it now because I think this is worth noting if you come to like enter a trial for the first time. So the trial last week, to try and make it as simple as possible for people that have not rode trials before or are new to trials competition, at Barnsley last week they had 4 routes that you could enter. Now, the bottom course was for complete beginner. Yeah, so really easy, but for complete beginners. Now, the next route up was the easy course, and then the next route up, so the third route was the Clubman course, which I rode, and then there was the one above ours, or my course, which is the hard route. So at Barnsley, there were 4 different routes. This route gets a little bit confusing. This week at Huddersfield, as far as I've seen on the regs, there's only 2 routes. So physical routes within a section, yeah, there's only 2 of. Because I'm riding the 50-50 route on Sunday, that means that on the day I will ride, so let's say there's 10 sections, I will ride half of the Clubman route, yeah, and I will ride half of the hard route. So when I get to a section, there'll be a sign or a little flag or something, and it'll say 50-50. That means on that section, I have to ride the hard route as a Clubman. I think it's a Clubman A. I think they have it Clubman B, Clubman A, expert. So I'm going to ride the middle route. So there should only be 2 sets of flags, I think. This is always a good talking point about Clubman trials. It's finding bloody venue. Because a lot of trials are actually not at practice grounds, they're just on like moor sides or whatever like we are today. So yeah, because you always get a postcode from regs and then someone gives you another postcode where they think that's a better postcode to find it. It's just a nightmare. So you end up doing what I'm doing now, just driving around, just looking for flags and hoping you get to find venue before it finishes. So yeah, the things you love to see when you're lost.
Air chest out. Chest air out, should I say.
Who's got snips?
Hey, have you got screwdriver?
Oh. What, you've ripped through it?
Yeah. I'll put you up with it.
She's looking very professional up front end now. Shane?
Get that stuff, yeah.
Non-stop today, Shane. Not with cheating.
Try not to. I can't stop anyway, pal, so we'll be alright.
Not on your bike today?
No. Need a CDI for mine, pal, so I've lent this Steve for today. Which I'm glad about, 'cause it's a bit rocky, so if I drop it, mine's alright.
Just go around it with camera and just mark any marks on that bike before he takes it.
Crazy! There's some buggy mates scratching on this fucker.
Not bothered about changing this rear tyre, Crazy?
What?
Not bothered about changing this rear tyre?
Listen, there's loads left on that. I'm going to turn it round, yeah.
Paul, talk us through your
My strategy.
strategy and your move to 4-stroke.
We moved to
Dirty
4-stroke.
4-stroke.
I don't know, I just struggled with 2-stroke. Sometimes I feel like I want to go back to 2-stroke Nath. You get me? And then other days it picks up for fun. It's just my standard of riding. It kind of suits me. Nice and steady, easy course. It does its job. But then whenever I go on some of the latest bikes, you think you're missing out on something, but after a week, they're just all the same, to be honest, aren't they?
What other year were your beater you had?
2017 4-stroke, but I had a bit of trouble with it, didn't I?
And this is
2018.
And is there much difference?
No, this feels nicer to ride, but again, my standard, I don't think I can tell that much, you know, just being the easy course rider, but...
Tony, are you sandbagging today? 50-50. I've seen him ride this fella, he's not a 50-50 man. Let's bully him into riding hard course.
Eye on it.
Well, what a rubbish start that was. First section, an absolute bollocks of it. It's like fern here, and you can see. And yeah, just underestimated.
Well, you need mountain from bottom. I'm going to try and miss them and go up that there. And up here.
So we're about 3/4 of the way through first lap.
Yeah, it's alright. They're very, very natural sections, these. You can tell that this place is only rid once a year. None of the sections are ridden, really. You can tell where maybe they've been in previous years, but very, very minimal, and they've set out an amazing course, to be fair. There's a couple of stream beds which we're at now. As I see a rider come through. And yeah, dropped stupid mark so far by rushing, I think, a little bit. Yeah, the Clubman way, I suppose. So we've actually got 2 sections in one here. So this observer up here, you can see behind me, he's actually marking both of these sections that come through. So yeah, job's a good one. Let's carry on. Missed it.
I didn't see it, it was fucking ground. It was stuck trailing ground and I didn't see the fucker.
Yeah, Tony goes. Tony Sandbagger. Nice and smooth though, isn't it?
I missed that fucking flag here. I missed that flag.
It's 2 in 1 this one. 2 in 1. 2 together.
Yeah, just keep going, yeah. And there's a gap to the next one.
No good, Paul.
Fucking rubbish. Rubbish. Bad thumb. One fall into stream like a twat. Everybody laughing at you, don't they? Not good fun, is it, Crazy?
I tell you
You
what,
didn't laugh. You didn't laugh, Chris. Did you? And Paul as well.
not one bit. That one, I had enough laughing at Paul.
So do you see my face looking up from the stream?
Yeah, well, when you hit floor, and you just looked at everybody to say, what the?
Rich is trying his best to escape here. I am. It's cold. Just talk us through, Richard, the difference between, obviously you've observed it a lot of different times. What's the difference for you when you're marking, when you're looking at the non-stop? Because obviously it's been non-stop today. Are you in favour of it, or are you?
I'm not really in favour of it. I do give them the benefit of the doubt, yes. But obviously if they do stop for any length of time, I'll go backwards, yeah.
I must admit, when I've ridden them, it's sometimes difficult to distinguish.
Yeah.
Some observers will call it a stop, and some others won't. So.
Yes, well, I've ridden in the past, so I know what the feel is like.
Tell us a bit about your riding history.
Oh dear!
I've got you 2 minutes.
What you mean in the old days?
Yeah,
the good old days.
How long have you been observing for now?
Probably longer than I've been riding. 30 odd years. Yeah, I rode for 20 years. Yeah, I wasn't right good though.
And what kind of era bikes were that?
So that was from late 60s up to late 80s. Yeah. With horses and such. I started on a dot actually.
Dot?
Devoid of trouble, which was nothing but trouble. So then then I got a little Suzuki.
And they beat that.
So it wasn't the Gaunt Suzuki though, it was similar. It was, in fact I converted it myself from a road bike, 4-speed it was. And then an Ossa. Mick Andrews replica Ossa.
And then what made you hang your boots up? Were it just age, or were it,
it was
sick
age,
of fiving
really.
sections?
Well, I'd got a road bike as well, and it's a lot easier sitting on a road bike than riding
You
a
still
trail.
sometimes ride at trials, or you?
I have done,
Yeah.
yeah, I have done. I've still got a road bike, yeah, which is a lot easier, nice and comfortable.
Well, Goss got back to the van after the trial. Wow, tricky trial was that. None of them kind of were dangerous, they were just mass tricky. 2 routes. It was hard to get footage today just because of how the sections were and the ride in between, and like a numpty, I forgot to take my normal bag. I ended up with some of my bum bags, so it was a pain in the backside to keep getting camera out, so I apologise for that. But yeah, I managed to get a bit of footage. Managed to do all 4 laps. Bike were good again, vertigo. A couple of issues at end. I don't know why. Just sometimes, yeah, I don't know if it's an electrical fault or something, but it just keeps cutting out. Last section, 5 the bloody thing after having no 5s all day. But yeah, good trial. It was kind of differently set out to last week. A lot more natural, you'll see from the videos. Managed to speak to a few guys, spot to Richard, one of the observers, and yeah, managed to catch up with a few of the fellas. Like I said, we'll keep going. Comment below on what you'd like to see. Some will be better than others, purely because some are harder to film at than others, and some of the sections are difficult. I'll get a better bag because this bag's not really suitable. This little Evoc bag, riding around with this camera banging around behind you, and knowing that if you fall off it's going to get expensive, and not just because your bike's broke, but because your camera's in 25 million pieces. So yep, all in all, good day. Got to go home and wash her now. Look at state of it. It's leant against a dry stone wall. I'll tell you what, if there were ever a Yorkshire is that zoom right? If there were ever a Yorkshire photo, trials photo, there you go. Leant up against a dry stone wall. Beautiful, beautiful. So, I'm going to drive home now, have a drink, eat some Maryland cookies. I've got Marylands today. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks everybody that come on again and let me film them. And if I'm at the trials and you see me, come over and let's have a chat. Don't be afraid. I know it's not easy sometimes, and it's not. A lot of people aren't comfortable with being on camera, but it's for everybody, And I think more people we get on it, more people we can speak to, and all the rest of it, and more stories we can kind of unveil. It'll be better. So yeah, until next time, in a bit.
So, finally home after trial at Huddersfield. A fantastic trial. I'm just glad I got home to get warm. It was freezing at end. I just want to say before the end of the video, a massive thanks to all the observers that were there today. Every section had an observer. And obviously I spoke to one of them, in Richard, but I'm led to believe that most of the observers at the trial at Huddersfield are guys from the committee, and they're not people from kind of the outside, if you want to call it that. They're not, yeah, apart from Richard. I could be wrong, but that's what I got told today. So if that's the case, then a massive thanks to the Huddersfield Club, because I know how difficult it is to get observers, and for the committee to come out off their own back and observe, it makes a massive difference. Some of the sections today were relatively long, so there were a couple of queues on some of the sections, but as a whole, I thought the trial today, from a clubman's point of view, was brilliant. It were a nice ride round as well. I think sometimes that's overlooked when it comes to trials, where people just think it's just the sections themselves. But I do think it makes a difference when there's a nice little lap or loop round. It wasn't too long between each section, but it were nice to kind of ride through the woods. It were untouched. These pine, I don't know what they were actually, what kind of wood it was, but they've definitely been logging there at some point. So yeah, massive thanks again to the Huddersfield Falcons. I will put their website in the description below, so if you want any information from them guys, I'm sure they'll be able to help you out. I know when I have messaged them on Facebook about things, they are quick in getting back. So yeah, roll on next trial. And lastly, a massive thanks for you for watching. If there's anything, any ideas that you want to see covered from the Clubman side of things, give me a shout, drop a message, put a comment in the description below. It is nice to see all the comments come in. I put a post on one of the forums the other day as well, and it's been really well received. And like I say, it's difficult sometimes to film, but I'll sort that out. What I don't want to try and do is try and go to the GoPro side of things, because the footage and the audio quality and stuff does drop on the GoPros. I do have to carry a bit of a camera setup around with me, so I just need to find the right bag to get that around, as I said earlier. So again, massive thanks everybody. I'll see you soon. Yeah, please like, please share, please subscribe, it all helps. And yeah, I'll see you soon.